Hello there. Welcome to something I'm going to be doing probably every Wednesday. It's going to be called Wordsmith Wednesdays. But today is my birthday, so we're going to call this, all these cars going by, we're going to call this Wordsmith Wednesdays on a Thursday. Only for today, because it's my birthday, and I wanted to start it on my birthday. Sometimes you'll get freestyle poetry, sometimes I might dabble in rap, sometimes I might talk about things, sometimes I might have guests and we might talk about things, or dual performances. Pretty much, you never really know what you're going to get. I might read a piece that I haven't memorized, piece of poetry that is. You never really know what you're going to get. But yeah, it for all my millions of viewers, it should be quite entertaining and informative. So for this first segment of Wordsmith Wednesdays on a Thursday, I'm gonna talk about something very, very briefly. Oh, if you did notice, I am in the lovely city of Pasadena. It's my hometown, 626 Rose City Pimpin'. Anyways, so I was thinking about, church people. Not in a bad way, but church people, everybody, like if you're sick, like somebody, if you have a Christian friend, they'll pray for you, and pretty much, anything. Oh, I'm about to take this test, will y'all pray for me? Oh, I have a headache, will y'all pray for me? Da 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 da. And sometimes healing and change takes place, sometimes it doesn't. And it might have been last week where I had like this epiphany. I was like, let's flip it over. Let's say that somebody owns land on my property. Like they just decided to come to my house and set up shop. And then somebody else, that same person, goes and they're setting up shop on one of my friends' houses. And if I'm telling them, like, yo, why are you setting up shop there? Get off their property. They're just going to look at me and laugh like, I'm on your property. How you going to kick me out of their property? You ain't kicking me out your own. Let's flip it one more time. Let's say somebody's pimping, not me, because I don't do that. I'm a poet. I don't need to pimp. But let's say somebody's pimping, right? And let's say they're pimping me, hypothetically, because I'm a poet. I'm unpimpable. But let's say hypothetically they're pimping me, right? And then, whatever, they're pimping me. And then they go to pimp one of my friends. I'm like, stop pimping my friends. Stop pimping my friends. They be like, please, I'm pimping you, homie. How you gonna tell me to stop pimping them? And I was like, I feel like those two examples are illustrations of what happens in the spiritual. We go out trying to cast out demons and send darkness running and getting rid of all this stuff. And 9 times out of 10, the demons are like, I've got stake in your life. I'm pimping you. How are you going to kick me out of their life and I'm all up in your life? How's that going to work? And they're just totally laughing at us. And so what you get is like, you get this hit and miss. Because if most Christians are honest, they'll admit when they pray for something, and this is most Christians, there's some who are about their stuff. But when they pray for like healing, neither side really knows what they're going to get. You pray and you believe all the way that healing is going to take place, or whatever you're praying for, whatever change or transformation is going to happen. You pray and you believe and you have faith, but you're really not sure. And granted, there are some people who are sure, but for the most part, most Christians they're not really sure, and neither parties are sure, because most Christians have that caveat of, well, if it doesn't happen, maybe the Lord just wanted you to have that headache. Or maybe the Lord just wanted you to stay sick. But if you remember, there's a story in the Bible where I think it was Peter, it might have been Paul, it was one of those powerful P's. He was walking along and dude was like, he was begging for something, and dude was like, I ain't got money, but what I do have, I'll give you. And the guy was lame. He's like, stand up and walk. Dude stood up and walked. A lot of Christians don't have that, what I do have. If we don't have money, it's just like, hey, I'm broke, I'm in the boat with you, brother. And like, it's not supposed to be that way. But there is no, but what I do have is this. And so my theory, this is what I've been thinking, what I've been realizing, is maybe if in our personal lives, and this might sound super basic, but it's the basic things that often get overlooked. Maybe if in our personal lives we took more of a strong stance, if in our personal lives we, evicted demons, we got rid of darkness, we literally fought the good fight of faith in our personal lives. If we're in battles in our personal lives, then when we're walking around, you have a different kind of swag. Winners have a way different kind of swag than like almost winners, because like the ones who run the race and they win, they're like, I'm stunting on these fools. The ones who almost runs is like, well, the one who almost won is like, well, I trained super hard and I almost did it, man, and if they would have blah blah blah. Always got excuses. The winners don't need excuses because they won. So if on our side, if we're winning these battles in our personal lives and putting all of our energy there, then when we see the same enemy that we just beat in our personal lives out wrecking up somebody else's life, we can evict them there too, because we have the same authority. We don't have to rely on guesswork, because what will happen is if we don't do that, then it's like it becomes a hit and miss game. It's like, okay, I'm praying for this, and if the demon looks at us, or whatever, the darkness that we're trying to get rid of, the change we're trying to happen, if it looks at us and cowers, then we might do something. But if it just looks at us and laughs, then it's probably not going to happen. If that is the time that God decides that he's doing something specifically divine, then something will happen, but it's hit and miss. But the way to get rid of that hit and miss, I believe, would be to win it in our personal lives. Because then we have authority, then we have the power, then we learn the tricks of the trade, then we learn, and by tricks of the trade I mean we learn how to fight, we learn what it takes to cast out certain darknesses, or to how to pray, or what prayers are necessary, or what it takes or what it doesn't take. Jesus had that discernment. He was like, oh no, these demons only go out by prayer and fasting. He knew that because in his own life, in their stories in the Bible, his own life, he prayed and fasted to repel certain demons, to repel certain spirits. So, that's just a little food for thought, just a little bit of Wordsmith Wednesdays on Thursday. It won't always be theological. It might be, philosophical, which is kind of the same thing, but it rhymed. Might be poetic, whatever. I might even review movies. Like I watched Wreck-It Ralph today for my birthday. Freaking awesome movie. Welcome to the premiere, the grand... I'm running out of big words, even though grand wasn't a big word. Welcome to the premiere, the grand display, the fragrance. Welcome to Wordsmith Wednesdays on Thursday. Next week is going to be on Wednesday. Holla!